Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Gerel Matta. Today we're going to be doing a makeup tutorial and we're going to be using a lot of the Natasha Denona products. This one I have already used. This one is the Balloon palette, the Blush and Glow palette, but these two are completely new. As you can see, they're still on their box. This one is the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette, and this one right here is the Tan Bronze and Glow palette. So I'm going to be focusing really on those two products. This is not going to be an in-depth review or anything like that. This is me just trying the products for the first time and giving you my opinion. And of course, if you want me to create more looks using this eyeshadow palette, yes, let me know in the comment section down below. So let's go ahead and start with the video. But before we do, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. You can also click on the little bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video, which is every single week. And without further ado, get on to the video. Alright guys, so here is the eyeshadow palette, and this one retails for $65. Here are the colors. I'm pretty sure that you guys have seen it, but just in case you haven't seen it, here it is. It is so beautiful in person. Now I do want to mention that it does have the little holes on the back. I don't know if you can see it, and it's for you to be able to pop them out and just put them in like a Z palette or something like that, so you can go ahead and just carry the ones that you want to use the most. But obviously that's just an option, especially if you are a working makeup artist. That is definitely a great thing. So as you can see, the eyeshadow palette mirror stands, which is really amazing. It's not an eyeshadow palette that the mirror goes down. You can actually just perfectly place it exactly where you need it. Another thing that I want to mention is that I actually went to Sephora to get this eyeshadow palette, and when I got back in my car, I just opened the eyeshadow palette because I wanted to make sure that it was not touched, it was not broken or anything like that, since I was right in front of Sephora. I don't know why I didn't do it at the store. I just didn't do it. But the first thing that I did notice is that it doesn't come with a cover. At least mine didn't. It doesn't come with a cover to cover out the eyeshadows, and it doesn't have a sticker for the mirror. That is the one thing that I noticed right away. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I thought that mine was actually touch, used, or something like that. And I called Sephora and they automatically told me that all the eyeshadow palettes did not come with any eyeshadow covers. So it doesn't have the plastic to protect the eyeshadow palettes, and it doesn't have a plastic to protect the mirror as well. Now, just to be 100% sure, I did ask one of my friends that got this palette as well, and she told me that in fact she did not have the cover to cover the eyeshadows nor the mirror. So just in case you actually do receive your eyeshadow palette and it doesn't have any of those two, don't worry, nobody has touched it. That's just the way that she is bringing them out. So just to point it out, this is the Natasha Denona Biba palette in comparison to the Sunrise palette. You can see the difference from one to another. So as you can see, the Biba palette is bigger. Now let's go ahead and just look at the eyeshadows inside so you guys can see the difference in eyeshadows. So here you have them right next to each other, and as you can see, the eyeshadow pans on the Biba palette comparing to the Sunrise palette, they are much bigger. I don't mind at all. I think that $65 for a smaller eyeshadow palette, I think the size is perfect. I think the size of the eyeshadows are perfect as well. They are not super tiny as the VZ Arts eyeshadow, the petite ones. That one's like $129. It's a lot of money. Now, for her to bring down the price and to bring down the sizes of the pans, but still give us, you know, beautiful packaging, I think that is just amazing. And I totally love the fact that it's only $65. Like, I love that. So I want to show you just what I mean when it comes to like the size of the pans. So I do have this little petite palette from VZ Art. This is $30. So $30. These are the sizes for the eyeshadows. As you can see, they're like super tiny. So let me show you right next to the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. This is what I'm talking about. This is $30. So imagine having two of these right here for $60. It's almost close to the Natasha Denona, but this one is $65, and the size of the pans are just perfect. Not so tiny like the VZ Art, but the quality on this one, by the way, it's really amazing. It's perfect for traveling, but it is definitely expensive for the little tiny palette that you get. So once again, I think that $65 for Natasha Denona is just perfect. Of course, I'm not saying that $65 is cheap or drugstore, but it is Natasha Denona. It is definitely a high-end brand. So $65 to me, my opinion, is definitely better than $129. All right, so now I'm just going to get into the look. So I am going to be priming my eyes using my P. Louise base, and this is in the shade 2. And this is a Sigma brush P88. Okay, I'm going to take Mango, and I'm using it on a Morphe 573. And it does have some kickback. So just pat the color first and then start blending in. So this color, I thought it was going to be a little bit lighter, but it is actually very, very pigmented, and you can definitely build it up and make it really, really nice and peachy, corally color. You can just build it up to your liking. And I'm taking Jasper in a Sigma E25 brush, and I'm going to really, really, really focus it in the outer corner. Okay, and just using Mango to blend everything nicely. And I am going to take Chameleon on a MAC 217 brush and just adding this color in the inner part of the eye. And going back with the blending brush. And just remember that I'm just doing this as I go. I don't have a specific look. I just want to try as many colors as I can from the eyeshadow palette, just so I can give you my opinion on the shades that I'm using. As you can see, they are blending super beautiful to each other. All right, so we're going to go with this middle shade right here, and we're going to take that on a 242 brush, and I'm going to add it right in the middle to blend with this reddish shade right here. So as I am applying it, I do want to let you know that this one does have a lot of fallout. I can see it falling down on the side of my face. So going back with Chameleon with the yellow shade, just to make sure that we didn't lose any of that. And going back with Jasper. So taking the other side of the brush, I'm going to add this shade right here, which is called Agate or Agate. I don't know. And going back with the orangey shade just so we can blend those two together, just zigzags. Alright, so while that is baking, we're going to finish up with the lower lashes. But what I want to do is just use a little bit of the other shades, the berry shades, just to test them and just to try them out. And to also use as many shades as we can. So what I'm going to do is start with this one right here. And I'm going to use it to smoke it out. I'm going to grab it on a Morphe E36. And I am going to add it on the lower lash. And I'm just going to bring it halfway in. Make sure that you are extending it out to connect with what you did on the top. Ooh, those two colors look so beautiful together. So I'm going to take Jester one more time up here just to blend those two together. All right, now using the Morphe E18 brush, and I'm going to take this shade Citrine, and I'm going to add it in the inner part. And just making sure that they're blending nicely to each other. Okay, so using the Urban Decay in the shade Alkaline, I'm going to add it to my waterline. Now using this shade in a pencil brush, I'm going to use it for my inner corner. Ooh, that's beautiful. Alright, to finish up the eyes, I'm just going to add a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes. And this is the MAC Giga Black mascara. I love it. It's perfect for my lower lashes. Alright, so just dusting whatever powder I have. And if it still looks a little white, don't worry, because once I actually add the setting spray, it will go away. And I'm going to take this shade right here and just stamp it first where I want it. I definitely don't want it too low. And just sweep it up and circles, and now taking a little bit more. So I hope that you can see the difference from one side to the other. This one definitely has more structure, more definition. This one's still very rounded, so let me do the other side. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is just take the littlest bit of that color, just like super tiny, and just go on my cheeks. As you can see, it deposits very, very little of it. I love this brush because it really deposits the tiniest bit. All right, now going back to this palette right here, we're going to add this cream product right here to the top of our cheekbones. Still dealing with cream products. Whatever is left of bronzer, I'm just gonna add it a little bit to the nose, side to side. All right, now for highlighter, I'm going to use this one right here. Alright, so I'm just going to keep it really nude on the lips, and this one is called the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil in the shade Stark Naked. And now going in with this Buxom lip gloss, and this one is in the shade Seychelles Breeze. Okay guys, so this is the final look. Alright, so far this is how the eyeshadow palette looks like. As you can see, this two right here had some kickback, but nothing major, nothing that is, you know, like you're feeling like you're wasting product whatsoever. It's just very minimum, especially if you're using a fluffy brush. So that's it for the eyeshadow palette. Let me back you up so I can talk to you guys a little bit more and give you my thoughts. All right, so now that I'm done with the look, let me tell you exactly what I am thinking, how I feel about it, how I feel about the eyeshadow palette, as well as the Natasha Denona Tan, Bronze, and Glow palette. Let me give you my feedback. So while I was applying all the eyeshadows and, you know, finishing up with the look, I realized that I pretty much have all of these shades in my collection already. So if you are a person that already have a lot of eyeshadow palettes and you are definitely a makeup lover as I am, and you are just debating whether you need this palette or not, this is definitely not a unique palette. But I already knew that by buying this eyeshadow palette. I mean, you can see it. It's very neutral with your berry tones, and this is something that has already been created. This is something that is not new to any of us, especially if you're already into makeup. You already have all of these shades, but it is definitely an amazing palette. Everything is really nice. The color story, it's very appealing. You don't get confused. You know exactly what you can do. You can create a really neutral look on this side, and you can create a very berry tone, yellow tone, purpley shades on this side. So once again, I think that it's a beautiful palette. But if you already have many colors in your collections like this, you definitely can skip over it. But if you are a fan of Natasha Denona and her formula and you love these type of shades, then it's definitely a go. You're going to use it a lot. Do I recommend this palette? Yes, I do recommend this palette 100%. I think that if you decide that this is something that you're going to be using every single day, it is not going to be disappointed. Or if you are that person that you have never tried Natasha Denona and you've tried the mini palettes and you've been disappointed, this eyeshadow palette is definitely going to talk to you. It is going to inspire you. It is going to give you exactly what you've been expecting, what you've been hearing about Natasha Denona. Instead of paying $129, is $65, and you can try her really true amazing buttery formula that everybody raves about. That is it for the eyeshadow palette. Now, in regards of this one, I love it. Do I need it? Absolutely not. Do I have a million highlighters? Yes. Do I have bronzers? Yes. But I think that this is just beautiful and so little and compacted, and it's just so perfect for traveling. I am going to be going to another cruise in a couple of months, and I'm definitely going to be taking this one just because the bronzer just works so good with my skin tone. It's not orangey, it's not too brown, it's not too cool, it's just perfect for my complexion the way that I am right now. And it just builds up so beautiful. It does not patch up, which this definitely on this cheek, for some reason all of the bronzers that I use is like very patchy, and it did not happen today, and I was just so happy, and I knew that it was the right bronzer for me because it did not like created patches or anything like that, which I'm so happy. So I do like the tone of it. I love that you have this green one just to add a little bit of glow if you just want to go natural, but as well as creating that like sticky base, so you can add any of these two powders right here to make it a really nice beaming highlighter. So I do love it. This one was a little bit tough to use with this brush. I was just like going really hard. So it's something that you can build up, which is really good because, you know, it's not like going to be like super pigmented at the first swipe like the Ofra highlighters are. If you're familiar with that, if you go in with the Ofra highlighter and you just go in like a couple of times and straight to your cheek, you're going to be like, whoa, too much, very intense, really quick. But this one, you really have to go in it. It doesn't have any fallout or anything like that. No powder is coming out. It's like super stiff, so it allows you to build this highlighter little by little. So it depends if you want something a little bit more decent, more chill, not too beaming, you know, you can definitely create that. And then the more you build it up, the more glow it gives you. So I definitely recommend this palette, especially if you are in the hunt for a bronzer highlighter and you just want to glow and be bronzy. This is definitely the way to go. So yeah, that's it. That's all of my opinions. That is it for the look. That is it for the video. We are at the end. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you next time. Bye.